Okay, hello, good evening and welcome. It's Peter and welcome back to episode 2 of Fruit of AI. So in this episode we're going to talk about how to get your business soul up into AI so that it can give you some better answers, basically. There we are. Right. Best if I don't turn the audio off. Right, okay, you should better see that. Let me get this out of the way. And here we go. So, if you want to catch the other episodes, you can go to fruitofai.substack.com. Fruit, do I need to spell it? No, because you're probably already hearing it. You're probably already here, aren't you? It's probably a bit of a nonsense thing. Anyway, so the whole series is basically about improving your relationship with your AI for story, art, and income. So this is particularly about income because this is about business. So in today's show, putting context into your AI prompts, behind your business, what AI needs to know, why your why differentiates your business, why your differentiation feeds AI, else you become a Me Too prompter with the same answers as everybody else. How to avoid selling on price, part 1, implying that there are way more parts than that to it. And what will we do in the next episode, which is a brilliant idea. Who knows? So, for AI to truly be a tool to serve humans, obviously there's a lot of, moral questions in there as to whether we should expect to have the right to be served by a machine, or what happens when the machine becomes sentient and all that sort of thing. But anyway, the bottom line is that for AI to serve us better, or maybe for us to serve AI better, we want to look at that. The questions need to be about us and from us. So we're not going to get good results if we just say, create me a marketing plan for my plumbing business, because you're going to get the most generic plumbing business in the world. It'll be fine. It'll have good grammar and it'll make sense, but it probably won't actually say anything. It'll just kind of be fluff and filler, which is actually what a lot of people actually put on the web before AI. And obviously AI is grabbing from that. So we need to put better stuff in to get better stuff out, which was the theme of episode 1, basically rubbish in, rubbish out. So Simon Sinek is kind of the guy who made your why popular. So his idea was that he cited people, companies like Apple, big companies, corporate companies like Apple, but people liked them or used them or were drawn to them or attracted to them, whatever you want to describe it as, because of what Apple stood for. Now, when I say that, I don't really mean their mission statement or that they make a load of money for their shareholders. I meant that one of Steve Jobs' original themes for Apple, and I've actually forgotten what it was exactly, but it was something about empowering creatives or whatever it is. I should have gone and looked that up really, but you can go and look up what Apple's original theme was. But it was something like that. It was putting the power of computing for creatives. So it just implied that if you were a creative, you would want to use Apple, and that's the way a lot of creatives see it, I think. So let's look at the usual suspects for why people start a business and what they think their why might be, because I think it's important to point these out because they're all terrible for the purpose of what we're talking about here. So let's just quickly go through them to make sure you're not using any of these. Where I work now, my boss is crap and they are doing it all wrong, and I can do it much better. I mean, that's honestly the main reason I found why people start their business, but it's not a good why. It's the reality, but it's not a good reason. It's not the sort of thing to help propel your business. This niche is on fire and the boss is taking all the money and I want a piece. Again, hopefully true. Hopefully you're going into business which is on fire, and hopefully you will take a bit of market share. But again, not, it's a very commercial reason. It's not it's not really a why. It's about money. Money isn't really why. Money is the token of what you get when you put your why into action. Also, I think this is kind of ego based, but I can do it better, cheaper, faster. I want to be the man. So again, that's all about you, not about the customer. Again, I don't think it's a great reason. Freedom. I want to be my own boss and be financially independent. Now, yes, that's a great reason to start a business, but again, it's not a good reason for the customer, because the customer gets nothing out of that. It's all about you. And then lastly, in the de facto answers, I have a great idea and no one is listening to me. And again, I think that's another reason why we're propelled to go out on our own. And there's some vague justification in there, depending how we frame that, how we describe it. But again, it's certainly in that format. It's very it's very me based. So what are some? I think they're the real reasons why people tend to start businesses. Sorry, but what about if we could get a bit more better than that, a bit more a bit of a more valid reason and what's in it for the customer. So this is a longer list. I want to make a difference. I want to be somebody. Again, a bit self-centered. I care about these people. I see them struggling and I want to help. Now that I think is a good one. Okay. I want to leave a life legacy for the world. Again, that's true. It's a good reason for doing it, but it needs to be reframed at the very best, because again, at the moment it sounds a bit egotistical, basically. I want to be respected and acknowledged by my peers. Again, that's all about you. I don't feel appreciated. I want to prove myself. Again, that's about you. I want revenge. I want to make it fairer, make the system fairer. So again, that's, if you're doing a kind of them versus us business, maybe that comes into it, but I don't particularly like that, where you blame somebody or something, although it may be true. I don't think it's the main reason. I think there probably always will be a them and an us aspect to every business, but I don't think it's the core principle to judge it by. I get a huge buzz out of creating something. So again, brilliant. Best reason for doing it. You might call that a passion or a need or something. But again, unless we frame that carefully, it's not really for the customer. I need validation that I matter. I want money to prove it. My answer is that one, I imagine. I'm an explorer, and so I want to do it because I can. I want to see the top of a mountain and climb it, to experience new things and grow, to stretch the limits and see what will happen. Again, probably highly motivating for you, but not a great why for the end user. And then the classic one, I guess, is number 10. It's my passion. I'm fascinated by it. I'd do it for free anyway if I had to. I'm seeking awe. Now again, a great motivator. People might buy into that if they genuinely believe that that it is your passion. But it's your passion, not necessarily theirs. So I think it's along the right lines, but I don't know if it's brilliant. So I think my favourite one at the minute is number 2. Which is I care about these people. I see them struggling and I want to help. That's the most sort of community-led answer. But anyway, we're going to do better than that in a minute. So what does AI think? Because these are the questions the answers that came off the top of my head. And so I thought, well, let me ask AI what it thinks. So I said, what are the 12 best reasons for starting a business? And it said kind of the same reasons I came up with already. Be your own boss, to make more money, to pursue your passion, which we just said was probably the better one, to make a difference in the world. Well, that's a pretty good one. To leave a legacy, to challenge yourself, to learn new things, to meet new people, to have fun, to be more creative, to have more control over your life, to be more independent. So let's score these. To be your own boss, I don't think is a fantastic one, because it's about you. So I'm going to put a cross against that one. To make more money, that's definitely about you. I don't think people will want to know that you're making money out of them. That doesn't sound very fantastic. Sorry, just moving the cross about. Hang on. Sorry, I mucked one of my crosses up. There we go. Right, that's a bad reason. Right, to pursue your passion. I think that's a good reason. Probably the best so far. To make a difference in the world. Again, that's a nice community-based one. So we're going to put a tick against that one. I'll make this download available if you subscribe to the show or something. To leave a legacy. I mean, that's a good reason. But it's a bit, it's a good motivator for you, but it's not really a good motivator for the customer. So I'm going to put a cross next to that. To learn new things, to challenge yourself. Again, good motivator, bad for the customer, or not good for the customer. To learn new things, again, that's all about you. To meet new people, well, we could spin that actually to be positive. If we say, I just love serving people, then that's a community-based, thing. It's kind of a bit like, I do it for free anyway, just because you want to meet people. So to have fun, again, a great motivator, but not a great customer reason. To be more creative, again, it's all about you. To have more control over your life, that's a terrible reason to give a customer. And to be more independent, again, great motivator, great business, reason, but not good. So out of the 12 reasons that AI gave me, 3 are, better than the others, and the rest are kind of like what I came up with the de facto status quo. So we asked AI. We did get 3 not bad reasons, but they're not really very good. So then I thought, well, what would Simon Sinek do? Because he popularised the why thing. And so I thought I'd ask AI again. And it was interesting. It came up with an answer, and it says, Simon Sinek's Golden Circle is a framework for understanding why people and organisations do what they do. It consists of 3 concentric circles. So the first thing was, it knew who Simon Sinek was. It knew what his golden circle was. And it's told me that. And it doesn't particularly help. But, it says the what is what you do. It's your product or service. So it's 3 concentric circles. That's circle 1. Circle 2 is the how. It's how you do it. It's your unique value proposition. Or how you maybe describe that to people. And then the third and last of the concentric circles is the why. Why you do it, it's your purpose. And AI has told me that the why is the most important circle because it drives everything else. When you know your why, you'll make decisions that are aligned with your purpose. You can inspire others to join you in your mission. Okay? And then somehow it says these are the 9 of the best reasons for starting a business in Simon Sinek terms, but there's only 3. Anyway, but it doesn't tell me what the why is, which is a little disappointing. So I tried to ask it a bit deeper, and it gave me this answer. Here are the 9 best reasons for starting a business in Simon. I can't say his name there. In Simon Sinek terms. I'm going to score these in just a second, so I'll go through them quick. To solve a problem, to make a difference, to express yourself, be your own boss, to build something of your own, to achieve financial freedom, to leave a legacy, to challenge yourself, to have fun. Now, a lot of those are very similar to the crap that we came up with originally. So let's just score these. So to solve a problem, if you put it in the customer's terms, maybe that's it. You've seen a problem and you're trying to solve it. To make a difference, again, that if you put that in community terms, yes. To express yourself, no, because that's about you. That doesn't really help the customer necessarily. I mean, obviously you have to be able to do it, but it's not a good reason. To be your own boss, that's terrible. I don't think anyone would, want to invest in, in that particularly. To build something of your own, only if it helps other people. So it depends how we spin it, but I think it's a bit weak. To achieve financial freedom, again, terrible reason. People don't want to give you money to make you feel better or, to be successful. To leave a legacy, again, depends how we pitch it. To challenge yourself, no, that's a good motivator. To have fun, no, that's a good motivator. But let's just put a check next to issue a legacy. To leave a legacy, sorry, beg your pardon. Although we'd have to spin it properly. So again, we've only got 3 out of the 9. And I'm not sure that these are Simon Sinek's actual terms for a why. Maybe they are, but I don't remember them being put like this anyway. But to solve a problem that other people have, and let's just read the definitions here. To solve a problem. When you see a problem in the world, you can start a business to solve it. That sounds very commendable, doesn't it? This could be a problem that you've experienced personally, or a problem that you see affecting others. So that's nice. For example, if you're passionate about environmental sustainability, you could start a business that provides eco-friendly products or services. So that might be the only differentiator, that they're still the same products people buy, but they're eco-friendly. But you're solving a problem, so that's a good reason, in my opinion. To make a difference, so they define this as you can use your business to make a difference in the world. This could be by providing a valuable service, although valuable how, creating jobs or donating to charity. For example, if you're passionate about education, you could start a business that provides tutoring or scholarships or funds, something else. And then the last one, the third one that we thought was useful, I thought was useful. If we rephrase it right, to leave a legacy. So really it's about a legacy for the world or for your clients, not for you, although, selfishly, personally, it's for you. Or certainly for me, it's for me. But we'd have to spin that, and forgive me for sounding very cold, but I'm a copywriter, so, I have to use some sort of words to explain what I'm thinking. So we'd have to spin it to make it leave a legacy for them or for the world or for the greater good or something. And again, the AI has told me this garbage statement. No matter what your reasons for starting a business, it's important to remember that the why is the most important thing. When you know your why, you can stay motivated when things get tough. You can also inspire others to join you in your mission. But, it's just fodder. It's not really helping us to understand how to get our why or what our why needs to look like or whatever. So let's rewrite the why we've got so far. So I'm just trying to remember what I'm trying to say here. So I don't think that was related. So I made a note to myself on point 5 to build something of your own, and actually that's not relevant to what I wanted to say. But anyway, so what came to my mind was that, some things that could be valid is, to explore and to grow and to get respect. Okay, these are actually my real reasons. Okay, I'm an explorer. I want to explore stuff. I want to grow personally. I want to, challenge myself. I want to discover new things. I want respect from, my peers and whatever. In the biggest way, these are my personal reasons. Creating a product and creating a business to sell it is really a bit like procreation. It's a bit like having a baby, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm a bit weird. But it's a living entity. And I've obviously, frequently talked about the business machine. So I just sneezed. And I'm live. So there we go. And the business machine It's to create, something that grows up, like a teenager. A baby grows up to a teenager, to a man or a lady, to become financially independent. And it's, if you look at it like that, then, it's like a baby. It's like, creating a life, and you need to nurture it. It's almost a thing now, and it's, if you want to look at it, egotistically, it's a mini-me. It's your alter ego. It's a more perfect version of you. It's something that is a business and can stand on its own legs, and you help to create it and put it on the right path, and but at some point it's going to go off on its own, even without you, and that's kind of the beauty of procreating something. So they're my actual personal reasons. All of those are kind of pretty terrible. In terms of business, why? But they're the truth, or they're my personal truth. So what? I'm explaining that to you because I want you to see the difference between the reasons why we start a business, i.e., our boss is crap and we want to do better than them, etc. All the ones I gave you before. These are my personal reasons, my actual, true core personal motivation, but they're not good things to explain to the client. So we need to take that into a more PR friendly version of what my real reasons would be in terms of being useful to the client. And I don't think it's a mission statement. Mission statements are usually horribly corporate and horribly fluffy and meaningless. So I don't think we're looking for a mission statement here. I don't think that's a true why. I think people are looking for something a lot more personal. They're looking for the brand to be somebody that they know, like, and trust. And a mission statement doesn't do that. It's just a kind of a declaration of war against somebody, their rivals maybe, or them doing the wrong thing. So I think it's much more personal than a mission statement. So we've got all these things. Explore, grow, respect. These are all my personal reasons. Procreation, living entity, the business machine, being financially independent when it grows up, a life I need to nurture, my alter ego, my mini-me. And the other thing that occurred to me when I was writing that out was it's almost like it's your superhero power. And it's almost like your business is your best friend and your reliable sidekick. So if you want to take it a bit up from the baby concept, it's really about finding a reliable sidekick and best friend for you as your superhero ego. And I know that sounds incredibly egotistical, but anyway, I'm just being honest. So we're still not there. We're not relating these real reasons or these junk throwaway reasons to relate to the audience, and really the why above anything else. I think the reason for the why is to relate to your audience, how it relates to your buyers and your people, your tribe. And I don't think it should be about appealing to investors or shareholders. That is more of a mission statement thing, or a budget statement or something. Again, this is about connection and relationship with the audience. So I thought I'd go back to AI because I was kind of coming up short here. And so I said to it, what are the top 5 emotional reasons why people deal with one company over another? And it said, AI said, trust. People want to do business with companies they trust. This means companies that are honest, transparent and reliable. If people don't trust a company, they are less likely to do business with them, even if the company offers a better product or service. So trust is good. Can we build trust into our why? Let's find out in a minute. Reputation. I disagree with reputation, because reputation is whether you have trust or not. You don't buy from a company because of its reputation. Its reputation is what it represents what it is that makes you buy from them, i.e. trust. values. So this is a bit like the Simon Sinek's Apple's reason. People want to do business with companies that share their values. So that's a really important thing. People want to do business with companies that share their values. And I think that's very, close to what we want. This means companies that care about the same things that they do. And it could be, I think this is maybe going too far, such as environment, social justice, or animal welfare. So, if you make ecological sponges, that's what you do. They're sponges, people need them, and you do ecological versions. It doesn't mean that you're supporting social justice or animal welfare. I mean, you might donate to those charities, but that's a kind of a side reason why people would buy from you. So we could argue that that's an environmental take, but you could do things that are not environmentally friendly or do social justice or animal welfare, but still have high values. So I don't think they're the best examples. I think they're the very most kind of liberal options. And it's more about flag waving than reality, I think, personally. Anyway, connection. People want to do business with companies that they feel a connection to. But again, but why? Where does that connection come from? And it says this means companies have a strong brand identity that communicate with customers in a way that resonates with them. Well, yeah, but what is that? Why is that? So. And also the way you communicate with them that resonates, that's really the framing. It's the copywriting. It's not the reason. So I'm going to scrub that one out again. Feel-good factor. People want to do business with companies that make them feel good about themselves. So that's true. So what would that look like? And they say this means companies that are doing good work, doing good in the world, and then they're citing again this top liberal flag waving reason, donating to charity or using sustainable practices. Again, they're kind of at the very top of the kind of the most liberal way of doing it, which has nothing to do with your business. Just the way that you operate your business or the way you would like your business to be seen doesn't necessarily mean it's your business. And I think they're all fairly hard to explain, to represent to the customers. I mean, we definitely want the elements of trust and we want connection, and it'd be great to have a feel-good factor, but how we do that, we haven't really answered. And then, I can't remember how I got on this, but I think I asked it for more reasons. I remember why. When the AI produces these 5 reasons, it comes up with 3 other drafts, or 3 drafts in total. And the other drafts had different reasons in it. So I thought, well, let me ask it for 15 to see if I can get all of them. And obviously some of them repeated, but I ended up with 7.5. I'll explain that in a minute. And again, then I needed to break down what these were. So, we've already heard some of them. So trust, what did that mean? It meant honest, transparent and reliable. So that's really a way of saying it. Connection and reliability and values. Communicate in a way that resonates and shares their values. I thought the share their values was more important than resonating, because resonating is a copywriting style, really. Feel-good factor, makes them feel good about themselves. But again, we don't quite know how to do that yet. Appreciate and recognise them. So that was interesting. So people want to feel appreciated and valued. So, acknowledging them and being part of your business journey, I think that's super important. Acknowledging them and being part of your journey. I think that's really important. A sense of community, feel that they're part of something larger than themselves. I mean, we're talking about big goal kind of things here, which may not be possible, in your particular business. Not every business is, purely, for the community. Sense of community, Nice segue into that. Parts are enlarge themselves. No, I said that one already, isn't I? Making a difference, making a positive impact on the world. So that's the extreme end of that, but it could be just making people's lives easier. And them appreciating that. That might, just on a personal level, that might be it. I mean, maybe that's part of making them. Well, no, I don't think that is part of making them feel good about themselves. So that's a standalone. And then number 7, more than just a business, and have a mission that they are passionate about. So more than just a business is a really interesting idea, I think, because that would be a real why. Because then it's not about the business anymore. It's about what the business creates or allows to happen, or what it helps to support, and whatever. And although it is liberal and fluffy and flag waving, it really puts the business as an entity, as its own entity, into what it stands for and what it wants to achieve for the customer. Okay, but for the customer is still the thing. And then the 7.5 was reputation, and again, I think the reputation is what people remember or understand of the 7 that we've just done. So I don't think reputation is an actual thing. I think it's the way that the things are represented. So that's why I made it. I struck it off, made it half. And so I needed to summarise all that because it got very complicated at this point, didn't it? I can't remember any of them now. And so number 1, be honest, transparent, and reliable. What does that look like? Don't know. Share their own values, share their values. So you have to know who your customer is. Okay, now we have to know who our ideal customer is. Okay, before we can do our own why, is who are we serving? And so, if we're serving them and we want them to relate to us, we also have to know who they are. Okay, really, really important, really fundamental, I think. So I like that one a lot. That makes them feel good about themselves. Again, we'd have to know who they were and how we would do that. Making a positive impact on the world, that's an extreme point, but obviously, we want that to be true. We don't want to, put toxic waste in the gas to make, recyclable plastic bags or something. So, it's also about not doing harm as much as, cleaning up somebody else's mess or something. And as we said, before, being more than just a business. I thought that one was, if I had to pick one right now, that would be the one that I'd want to do. But also sharing their own values is going to be key, to this. So then I took those, and then I wanted to make a quick summary of that. And so, from all of that, all those 6, I came up with basically to help others and to create something bigger than a business. So to have some sort of global impact or, human species impact. So at this point, I can't talk about fluff. Okay, and as I don't know your particular business, and we're not doing a one-on-one consultancy, I'm just going to pick my business. So one of my businesses is a thing called Manga TV. It's not the official title, but it's basically a film company that makes anime or manga TV episodes. And so, how would that help others? So basically, they're manga TV episodes, they're films, so they're stories. And so my actual, true, honest justification for doing it is that I want to tell stories that help others. How would we do that? Well, we might reduce discrimination, and we might connect people with common goals, and also I think we might help to relieve people's pain, know that they're not alone, and show them ways to get out of their situation or change their situation, and also to give them hope to do that, to show that they're not alone, and to give them some options to do that. Then I think that really ties in well, with it having some sort of global impact. Now, it might not be global unless we actually go global, but I'm not expecting 9 billion people to see it. But if we only got 100,000 people to see it, or even 10,000 people to see it, then that would give a good benefit to them, and then maybe that knocks on, and they help other people, or it inspires other shows to come up, or we're just raising the playing field into telling better stories that help people, humans, with their own lives. And so putting that into more kind of words, if it was more of a bio, and this is basically true. I mean, I've still, all the reasons I've told you about before, are still my personal truths, and I'm not ashamed of those, but they're not good things to communicate. But this is the part of how I really feel about it, honestly feel about it, that I can communicate that would work for the audience's benefit. And it's simply, I've always had a passion for telling stories that help people with their own lives, as well as providing escapism, because that's an important part of television, and living their best life vicariously. So, I mean, they're cartoons, so, there's no great doubt in their minds that it's fiction, but they can see themselves in the characters. So obviously the better the characters are, the more that I can identify with the characters, the more lovable the characters are, the better. And then, because I've personally always loved anime and manga, because it's a real kind of art form, and you can just, very often there's just a static picture and it's just a work of art, and you pan into it, or they pan into it, and all of that comes out, and there's a huge amount of emotion in that art. And so anime manga is an ideal format to tell beautiful and deep stories with power and imagination, because obviously if I'm going to tell great stories, I need that, which is why we deeply love and appreciate it as an art form. By using a primarily digital platform, so I'm explaining how the business works now, we can reduce costs and bring this to the masses, as well as create superheroes that can inspire people. Our stories take the very best morals, or in my opinion, and present them in exciting journeys that don't preach. So it's not like a Bible. I've forgotten the name of those things now. Like a fable, but I've forgotten the word anyway. It's exciting. It's TV, it's entertainment, but we've got these, the very best morals that I can come up with, or that I can put in them, will be there. And so we want people to have better options and to make their own minds up. Okay? Now that, to me, is more of a why. Okay? I've always had a passion for telling stories. I want to use those stories to help people live their own lives. We're doing it in a particular way so that we can reach as many people as possible and still do it in an exciting way. Okay, so we kind of got there. And then I thought, well, maybe what I've done is wordy, or it's not, good. So I thought, well, let's give it to AI to rewrite. Okay, and I've asked you to do it in a vivid, friendly, and luxurious tone. It's weird, luxurious always seems to come up with results, because you don't think of copy as being luxurious particularly, but it seems to always help. Anyway, so it's come up with, and I would rewrite this because I don't think it's that good, but it's a little bit cleaner than what I did. And it says, at Manga TV, we believe that stories have the power to change lives. Okay, so that summed it up really nicely. It's a good tagline, I guess. And then it's rewriting my story. We've always been passionate about telling stories that help people, whether it's providing escapism, inspiration, or simply a good laugh. I don't know where that came from. We believe that anime manga is the ideal format for telling beautiful and deep stories with power and imagination. That's almost my exact words. But anyway, that's why we're committed to creating high quality anime manga that is accessible to everyone. Maybe we could calm that down a bit to as many people as possible, I think. By using a primarily digital platform, we can reduce costs and bring our stories to a wider audience. Okay, that's good, wider audience. We also believe that anime can be a powerful tool for social change. Fair enough. Our stories often feature strong female characters. It's making stuff up now. Diverse casts. Okay, that was my discrimination thing. And complex themes that challenge the status quo. So it's made that up because I didn't tell it. Okay, so we have to be careful when it does that sort of thing, because we need to make sure that they're true, and that's the bias or the focus that we want. You know, I'm sure we'll do all of those things, but are they the things that we'll always do, and are they the things that we will prioritise? If not, we don't really want to say them. So it will make AI make stuff up. That's the moral there. We want to create stories that make people think, feel, and laugh. Again, I don't know where this laugh thing came from. That stuff isn't particularly funny. I don't think it's ever funny. There might be some irony in it. But anyway, so that, again, it's made laughing up. I never said laugh in my copy. But obviously on the web, other people have thought that laughing was a good quality for manga to have. So I respect that, but mine doesn't do that. So anyway, we want to inspire people to be better versions of themselves. That's nice. That's the sort of thing I would have said, should have said. And we want to give people the tools that they need to make their own choices. I'm not sure about own choices, but, you know, something like that. So I'm hesitating because it could be something like free to make their own choices. It's just like, it seems a bit like we're spoon feeding them. I'm trying to give them more options so that they can decide. And that's not really coming across the way that that's saying it. Anyway, welcome to Manga TV. We're here to tell stories that matter. So that's quite nice, stories that matter. Sounds like a bit of a line from a TED talk, but anyway. And then there were two other versions. So 3 versions in total. And so I needed to combine all of that. Unfortunately, that meant it was a really long version. And then I had to... Oh, I swore I did that. And then I had to summarise all those together. So I haven't actually done that yet. So I'm just trying to, you know, combine those three versions down and take out the bits that are unique, and then the bits that I want to actually use. Okay, but some of them had, you know, some good variations in it. Yeah, that I wanted to, you know, to use. Like, you know, this line in the middle one, it says, to make them feel something, whether it's joy, sadness, anger, or hope. You know, it'd be good to have more emotions in, and also it didn't say laugh, so that it's actually closer to what I want to do. Okay, so that's that. So when we've done all that, okay, you know, then we would start to have something that we could upload into AI as part of one of the 23 questions. You know, for AI to feed the soul into AI to make it come up with something, you know, better. But the important thing, I think, what still hasn't happened, and we've used AI, you know, 4 or 5 times now, and they've all been, you know, useful. They've taken us down some paths, given some options, you know, made some of the copy a bit snappier, you know, simply invented stuff out of thin air. But the thing that we're still not completely clear on is to make it relate to the audience. And so I think we have to go back a step. When I can find it, there it is. To take the 2 core goals that came out of everything that I'd done, either from myself or from AI or from rewriting AI. And so that was, how are we going to help others and make it a bigger business? And I think that will also make them feel good about themselves. And did we get all the reasons? More than just a business, yeah. So that's the global impact, and share their own values. So let's just put those in there. Let's put that one in there as well. Share their own values. Okay, so yeah, how are we going to do that? So now we're at the scary stage, as always in copywriting and marketing, is we have a blank page or a blank box. So what are we going to do? So, and to do the share their own values, we need to know who the ideal avatar is and what their beliefs are. And actually, that's why I needed 2 boxes. I remember now. So I'm going to create 2 boxes or 2 columns, however you want to think about it. And we want to, just see what we can do. So, obviously, they like manga, and the art of it, and it also kind of has usually it has a sort of purity to the story. And it's very much the childhood thing of comics of good versus evil. And so it's just there's a clear cut path of that. But I also think they believe in heroes. Undoubtedly, because it's manga, they also believe in for want of a better word, princesses. And that how do I phrase that? That there's a princess for them, and that princesses need protecting. Now, obviously, in manga, a lot of the princesses are, have superpowers and can kick the butt out of any bloke, but it's basically like that. And I'm sure from a girl's perspective, it's a kind of similar thing, and they can see themselves as being the strong girl and, who doesn't have to take crap from any man. And also that they can still be a princess and, and be adored. And, I hope that makes them feel good. Because that's the way I'd like it in real life. So, and also that, the struggle pays off. Not struggle, but not determination. Keeping going is what I'm going to say. Forgot the word for that. Consistency. Let's call it that for the minute. Again, it's not the word I'm looking for. Pays off, and that a good story has a message and dynamics. In other words, it's good to watch, and also that they can, I think, well, I certainly accept it as a viewer, that they can live vicariously. But most importantly, and it's a better them. They can live a better them, vicariously. So maybe they don't have, superpowers, and maybe they aren't super strong or super beautiful, but they can be through the characters. And because they're cartoon characters, they can have, unlimited potential. You can make them, jump a tall building, without actually having to have a crane or something. So it's really good. So how could we possibly, get that into, into the, into the thing? And it's kind of a bit like the message I had before, but we're trying to really make it relate, to them. And it's so, it's basically, I won't put it in good English at the moment, but I've always thought manga was a beautiful art form. Okay, and we're using that to tell our story, and then they believe in the purity and the heroes, and so we might say using the, I don't want to say power, but using the good qualities of our, I'm not going to call them superheroes, I'm just going to say heroes. We hope to continually confirm that good can triumph over evil, and I wish I had the word for the consistency thing there, but anyway, if we, I'm just going to put a place, if we are consistent about it, I'll just put a placeholder in for now because I can't remember that word. And then just, as a shining example, sounds a bit, as an exciting and entertaining example, maybe not example, maybe symbol of something. So something like that. So I need to go back and rewrite this properly, but we've come up with something that can potentially relate to the qualities of my ideal avatar. So I've always thought that manga was a beautiful art form, and we're using that to tell our stories, using the good qualities of our heroes, of our, we might say, everyday heroes. Of our everyday heroes, we hope to continually confirm that good can triumph over evil if we are consistent about it, and also we might put, and with the help of our friends, as an exciting, or it might be as an exciting and entertaining symbol. Okay, so that's a bit. I can't even say that word. It's a bit, sluggish. It's a bit horrible, clumpy. So we need to work on that. But that's the thought. Okay, that's a good thought. So there's nothing in there that's about me. Well, the only thing that's about me is that that's my opinion, or that's my life, or that's my experience, or that's my wish or my goal. But it's not about me in terms of me growing, or me making money, or me being successful. It's just about how I want to use what I believe in to help them or other people. And then I'm explaining how I'm doing that and what my beliefs are, which are the same as their beliefs. Using the good qualities of everyday heroes. Okay, that's what they believe. That's what I believe. We're connecting now, and we're doing that to constantly confirm that good can triumph over evil. That's obviously what they hope. Otherwise, we'll be scuppered. And if we're consistent about it, this is the bit that's really clumsy. Clumsy was probably what I was looking for. And with the help of our friends, as an exciting and entertaining symbol of I haven't written this bit, symbol of a better life for all. Okay, obviously not our villains who we're going to kick. But, but maybe we, look after them afterwards. Anyway, but everything in there, is much closer to resonating with the audience, because I've defined who the audience is, what they believe, what I believe, and we're crossing over. And nothing about it is really selling. Nothing about it is about me or my ego or how great I am, etc., etc. And if you take, that, I know it's not worded correctly at the moment, but I'll just read it one more time. I've always thought that manga was a beautiful art form, and we're using, and I'm delighted, to use that now to tell our stories. Using the good qualities of our everyday heroes, we hope to continually confirm that good can triumph over evil if we are consistent, if we use the help of our friends and we are consistent about it. I'm rewriting it on the fly as I'm saying it. As an exciting and entertaining symbol of a better life for all. Okay, there's the kind of mission. But yeah, if we had that as an actual mission statement, it would just sound completely fake. Anyway, that's all the meaning I've come up with. And if we compare that right to the very beginning of what AI gave us, hang on, sorry, it's episode 1. What AI gave us. It said to pursue your passion. Well, I'm saying that it's my passion. So, I have actually used that to make a difference in the world. I'm trying to show that it's a better life for all, and you can live vicariously. To meet new people, well, if I put more in about sharing the journey with them, that would be good. So we've included the 3 bullet points from the 3rd time that we used AI to get, some sort of summary or clarity on what we're doing. But we're not doing, and so in terms of the emotional reasons, as I said, trust is important. Well, I'm trying to initiate trust in them by showing them that that's our goal and that's our beliefs, and also number 3, that these are my values and their values. So we got number 4, the connection there, and that because they're living vicariously and we're doing all this good together, and this is what we stand for, and it's bigger than ourselves, it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than them, and it's bigger than both of us together. We've got that kind of feel-good factor in. So we've got those emotional reasons coming in, but they weren't there. Okay, and I mean, I didn't ever say, write me, a 300-line, bio for a manga production company, and I could go back and do that, but we've already gone on for way long at the moment. And it would have been filler. It would have been very surface level stuff. And so I think we're there. We've kind of encompassed everything that we've found, what we've researched as we've gone along. That's basically it. So let's just do one thing, just as I said, because I didn't actually try it. So let's just try this. Let's see what we can do. So if I just put a blanket thing in, please give me a 400-word intro. Probably shouldn't be an intro, but anyway, to a manga film company that appeals to an audience. See, we've worked this out now, so it wouldn't know that. That let's say follows Simon Sinek's Why. That might not be a fair prompt, but that's all we kind of really knew when we started. That's what the company is. We're trying to find out why. We'd like it to be Simon Sinek worthy. And that's all we know. I've found out all the things about who my ideal customer avatar is, and I could ask it that sort of question and find some options of who is it that likes manga, what age are they, etc., what are their beliefs, and then we could feed that into this, but we haven't done that. So let's just put that in and see the generic fluff that it comes up with. Right, a manga film is more just a form of entertainment. It's a powerful medium can be used to tell stories, inspire, change and connect people. I'm pretty sure it's listen to what we've said here already. Anyway, our mission is to create high quality things that educate, inspire all ages, potential change. Well, I'm just actually I think it's taken all the research we've given it, and then in positive impact, it's suddenly saying we could partner with schools and staff with a donate a portion of profits. So it's making all this stuff up. We're trying to include more, inclusivity and diversity and stuff. But it says, this. We start with a strong why. I mean, it's actually saying out loud that, this is our why, which is, it's a bit like saying, I'm not going to lie to you. It invariably means I am going to lie to you. So, we start with a strong why, so it means actually this is a weak why. We believe in the power of manga to inspire change, and we believe in the power of manga to connect people from all over the world. I mean, it's such a fluffy, unreal, description. It's not just the copy is bad, the whole concept is bad. We tell stories that are relevant to our audience. I mean, come on. Well, why would you tell somebody, we're going to tell stories that you're not completely, that you're not at all interested in, so we're not going to do that. It's all horrible. There can be a better force for good in the world. It's so horrible. But if that's all we put in, and I still think it's given me some of our research from before. I think it's remembered a bit now. I'm going to downgrade that actually. It's just horrible, in my opinion. It's words and it's literate. It's good grammar, and the sentences are structured well, and there's a kind of a path through the copy. But unfortunately it's horrible, and that's the problem. That's why we need to upload the soul of our business, into it, and you can see this is just one of 23 where we have to work out what it is we're trying to say, who we are, in order to tell AI. Otherwise it's going to come up with all this horrible generic fluff, which are words, but they're really cheesy, horrible, lowest common denominator nonsense, that you could come up with, in my opinion. Okay, I'm just trying to get it all fit on the page. Right, there we go. I mean, it just sounds so unreal. We are excited about the future of manga films, and we are committed to using our films to make a positive impact on the world. We believe that manga has the potential to change the world, and we are committed to use our films to make that happen. I mean, it's just BS. It's really horrible, as far as I'm concerned. I'm much happier with just these 3 sentences that we've come up here. We've made it personal, we've made it relate to them, and we're explaining in real terms what we're doing about it, and we've got no ego in there, no business, no we are great kind of stuff in there, which is exactly what this nonsense has done. We believe, we will make it happen. I mean, geez, horrible. Anyway, hopefully that was useful, giving you something to think about. If you subscribe to the thing, I'll try and get you I can't remember what I was going to give you now, but anyway, whatever I was going to give you, I have to go back and watch it myself now and find that out. I'll give you a download of whatever it is I was going to give you, and we're there. So that's it. So bye-bye for now. I hope you enjoyed that. Tune in next time. Next time we'll be looking at uploading Business Soul number 2, which I've actually forgotten what it is, but that's what we're going to do. Hopefully it won't be quite as complicated as this one, but it might be. I don't know. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, if you want more, if you want to subscribe, you can go to www.fruitofai.com, and it's fruit as exactly as it sounds, FRUITOFAI.com, fruitofai.com, and subscribe to the newsletter and get the next episodes and hear as soon as they come out. So thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.